So today, we're gonna be talking about my ear again. What is the pain compared to other piercings? Well, it hurt a lot more than it did to get a lobe piercing. One, because like just the location, the lobe is like a lot softer. The way that the guy pierced my ear, he first went in through the top hole, and then he put the needle through all the way back to here. And then after he put the needle through, he had to stick the jewelry in. So it was kind of like getting my ear pierced 3 times. Another thing that was common in the comments section of my last video was that some people were mentioning how I have the hypertrophic scars, the little bumps that you see. I told my sister to go and get some real sea salt, not like table salt that you put on your food. I boil water for 20 minutes, and then I take a cup of that water and I pour 1/4 teaspoon of this salt in that water, and I let it dissolve. Dip a cotton ball in, then I clean my ear, and sometimes I let it sit there with the cotton ball on it for like 10 minutes. But I make sure that every single day I use this stuff. It's like $10 a bottle, but it's really, really worth it, okay? I'm telling you. Take a Q-tip, I take my bottle of my tea tree oil, and make sure you get your tea tree oil all up in the diddly dang piercing. Okay, this is something really, really important. You look up your local piercing or tattoo shop anywhere that you're planning on going to get it done, and you need to look up reviews of that place. Call the piercing shops that you're thinking of going to, and you need to ask them if they use internally threaded jewelry. Externally threaded is really only supposed to be for long after your piercing is healed already. The piercing guy that I went to used externally threaded jewelry. It damaged the skin more than it needed to be, and that makes it harder to clean out your ear successfully and actually get all the bacteria out. The guy who pierced my ear told me that what I needed to do was go and get the Dial brand hand soap. And the problem with that, as it turns out, it can actually dry out your skin. It made the piercing more raw and kind of gross and disgusting. Another thing he told me was that while I was cleaning my ear, I should twist the jewelry and then move it back and forth so that the soap and the water could get into the piercing and clean it out better. That's actually completely unnecessary. It opens the piercing back up if it started healing over already, so just don't do it. Have you taken it out yet? You're supposed to be able to take it out by like 3 or 4 months after having it, but I feel like I just know that if I took it out right now, it would just close up and I wouldn't be able to put the jewelry back in. I think it'll probably be like maybe even another year before it's healed completely. Do you get in trouble for it at school? At school, it's not a problem for me because I go to a public school, so they don't really care. But I know that my middle school that I went to, it was a public school, but they were a lot more strict. Someone else asked me if I would recommend wearing the 2 separate barbells or earrings in these 2 separate piercings, or instead just wearing the regular industrial barbell while it's healing. They would heal in different directions. The 2 holes would be like that one could be going this way and then one could be going that way. You wouldn't be able to put in the industrial bar comfortably. And if you're wondering what gauge it is, typically when you first get it pierced, it's a 14. Was it worth the pain and all the annoyances that you got from it? Getting this piercing would have been more worth it if I had done like a bunch of research on this kind of piercing and how to take care of it before I got it. It's having such a hard time healing because I just didn't know what I was doing taking care of it. I didn't know what products to use or how to do it or how often I should. Okay, so I think I covered everything that I wanted to. So if you have any more questions, feel free to comment or tweet me, and I will answer your questions so kindly. I think that's it, so I'm gonna go. Just comment if you have any more questions, okay?